So in this video, I will be sharing 10 ways to make your home look better, look more expensive. I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys some fun, different design style tips that I'm planning on incorporating or I have already incorporated into my home. I love all things fashion and style, and I love making my house a home and putting my style into it, and I love sharing that process with you guys as well. And with that, let's go ahead and hop right in. So one of the things I have planned for my home on my to-do list is I love pictures. I love framing, especially family photos. I love having them hung up on a wall. And one thing that I think makes it look a little bit more designer, a little bit more high-end is adding these lights above the pictures. So pictured here, it looks more of like a gallery, it's more artistic, and I love that. It's such an easy little add-on you can do to your already existing picture frames. Generally, these are not very expensive to add on as well. I will link some options down below that I have been eyeing for my own home and space. Along with that, if you're adding family photos or pictures on your wall, have different lighting. You've done it in several different photo shoots. Now, if I put it all together in the colors that they are already, it's not going to look very consistent. Now, if you're doing that, I think switching those photos all to black and white gives it, again, a more designer, more artistic look. Now, if it's all from the same photo shoot, I think keeping it in color will work. But again, if it's in different photo shoots, the lighting is different, it's going to look a little bit inconsistent. So my suggestion to that is make it black and white, add a nice light above it, and it'll look so artistic and so designer in your home. Next up, I've been trying to get myself to do this more often, but don't be afraid to add color into your home. Now, I'm clearly totally a neutrals girl. I love it, and I love it for my space. I love it for my personal style as far as fashion goes. But lately, what I have been seeing is a lot of people incorporating color into their homes, specifically with decor. I've been loving it because if you have a blank canvas like white walls, light flooring, light couch, then it gives you a lot of freedom to add in different colors. Now, when we're talking about colors, you know, if you're afraid or hesitant on adding colors, I think one of the best ways to do that is not going for bold, bright, and vivid colors. Try muted colors. You can also do this seasonally for spring, summer, fall, winter, around Christmas time. You can switch out different pillows, you can switch out blankets, maybe you can switch out stems in your vases. Also, if you do go with muted colors, they are so much easier to style with neutrals. They just blend seamlessly, so easily. The next thing I love to do to make my space feel bigger, a little bit more grand, is adding greenery into my home, but specifically tall stems. So back here I have like this little olive tree back here. It's pretty tall. It doesn't have like it in the whole frame, but even with just stems and vases that are on your cabinets, on your counters, adding in that visual height with stems makes it look and feel a lot bigger, the space look a lot more designer, more grand. I have this in so many different areas in my home. I have it here, I have it right here behind me, I have it in my living room, I have it in my dining room, and this is just a really easy way to just make your space feel bigger, more grand, more designer. Definitely don't hesitate adding in those really tall, dramatic stems. They really do elevate your space. Next up is something to avoid, and I believe a lot of us already know this, but I haven't mentioned this in any of my really home style type of videos, but avoid the matching sets. Specifically, the matching dining sets, the matching bedding sets, where it comes with the matching nightstands, the matching dresser, or dining sets where it has the table with the matching chairs and such. That looks like it came straight from like an Ashley's, which no hate towards them. I actually have an Ashley's couch here, but if we just pick and choose furniture pieces from different shops, different styles, you'll get much more designer look this way, because essentially you are designing it and customizing it. You're not buying everything from all one place. You're picking and choosing different styles and shopping at different places to give it its own personality and its own unique look. Yet if you're mixing and matching and giving that custom look, that's something you won't see in someone else's house, because this is something that's unique to your home. Now, this next tip I wanted to point out for anybody that struggles with decorating their home. I struggled so much when I first got this home. I was so excited to decorate, and then I got so overwhelmed. I literally was spending like 30 minutes trying to decorate one little corner of my house. Couldn't figure out why it wasn't coming together, why I didn't like it. So I want to break it down for you and just share some really quick, easy tips to keep in mind when you are decorating your space. First, you want to pair your decor pieces in groups of 1, 2, or 3 and stick to a color palette combine different textures, combine different sizes, combine different shapes, and different heights. My favorite to do is combining things in groups of 2 or groups of 3. And with those, again, each piece has its own texture. Each piece has its own size. Each piece has its own shape. And usually I play with a tall piece, a medium-sized piece, and a small piece. I also notice adding decor pieces on a tray is just like the cherry on top. Actually, let me pull something I have right here in front of me. Here, you see everything's on a basket. I have tall and also my dramatic tall stems, like I mentioned earlier. I have a medium piece, which is a candle here, and then a small piece here. When I sit it down on my cabinet here, it looks so beautiful. And get this, this was thrifted, this was thrifted, the tray was thrifted. This was a gift. I purchased these stems from Amazon. So this was actually super inexpensive for me to recreate. And I painted this. You know, I'm a DIY girl. I love finding ways to make my home look stylish for less. This is one way I kind of came up with that I absolutely love. So this is just a quick little visual example of what I mean by combining different textures, different sizes, different shapes, adding in height here to make it really dramatic. I hope this is a good visual example of what I mean when you are decorating your space and just mixing and matching. Next up, I want to talk about pillows. One of the things I learned to make your pillows feel more luxe and expensive looking. Actually, all of these were very inexpensive, by the way. I can put links to them down below, but buying larger inserts gives it that more luxe designer look and feel. They're very plush, and I highly recommend. I have 2 different types of inserts. So I have these feather ones. What I love about the feather ones here is that they're choppable. Look at that. It looks so nice. It actually stays. So I highly recommend these feather ones, and they're so choppable. They make it look absolutely incredible. Also, the insert is one size bigger than the cover here. So this just really fills it in, makes it look and feel very expensive, very plush. Here's a pillow with just a basic insert here. This one, if you can see here, it's not choppable, which is fine. I mean, I still think it looks great. The cover is beautiful and I love it, but my favorite is definitely the feather ones. They're more expensive, but they definitely make it look so much more designer, and you can find covers for actually much cheaper. So, and the inserts is something you never get rid of. You keep them and you can change out the covers if you want to. Next up, repainting things is such an easy way to update and give your home a fresh new look as well. And one of my favorite paints to use is actually chalk paint because it has a matte finish and it just makes it look and feel a lot more designer. And that's actually one tip of mine. If you're repainting something, usually vases, using matte paint gives it a much more luxe look. Let me actually show you on this one black vase that I did. Here's the before and after. It was actually black when I purchased it, and I loved the black, but it was way too shiny. So all I did is I took a black spray paint and a flat finish, and it instantly gave it a much more designer look, designer feel. It looks so much more expensive. So again, painting is such a quick, easy fix, and specifically getting rid of that shine in things, because if you have something really shiny, usually it looks plastic, kind of cheap. So having it in a more matte finish gives it a really luxe designer look. Now, if you're adding any wooden furniture pieces to your home, one thing that I've noticed looks so lovely in a home. Now, I'm not canceling out other shades of wooden furniture, but one thing that's just been really speaking to me and be really loving, right next to me right here, this light oak, light beige wooden color. I actually have light oak floors. I love the lighter wooden color. I feel like it looks so fresh. It looks so beautiful with black hardware. This is something I've been seeing a lot lately, something I love for myself. And I also love darker wooden furnitures. Like walnut has been really popular lately, so that's also another beautiful option. So if you're looking for wooden pieces of furniture, keep in mind in the shade. One thing I would probably try to avoid if you're purchasing something, try to avoid something with a really dark, like reddish undertone, especially orange. I think anything with like an orangey undertone, probably steer clear from that. But again, if you're buying something thrifted, something that's really easy to do, sand and repaint. Again, you can almost paint anything and make it look so amazing. With all of these tips, these are purely just suggestions. People are free to, of course, design their home however they want to. Everything that I listed here and in my previous video, they're not rules, they're purely just suggestions. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed some tips and suggestions on how to make your home look and feel more expensive. 4 to 6 months I did several other home videos, so if you missed those, I'm going to link those up here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye!